Hey, Felipe, good to see you again, man. Um, if you could tell us how today went for you, what all drills you did, and where you feel like you maybe excelled and did what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I did all the drills besides bench, um, and I thought it went really good. Um, so yeah, I think all the drills went really good for me. Like I said, I worked pretty hard with the people at Exos and got some pretty good times. So it was good.
Awesome. And where all of you worked out? Who have you signed with, and where have you stayed working out?
Yeah, it's OSMG is the agency, but I've been working out in Carlsbad, California, and then my quarterback coach is in Orange County, so we work out in Orange County. But yeah, for like speed training was in Carlsbad, California, in between like San Diego and Orange County, around there.
And your QB coach?
His name Steve Calhoun. Steve
Okay.
Calhoun. Yes, sir.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Hutch.
Yeah, Felipe, could you share any of your like numbers today from the stuff, the drills and workouts you did?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know like the official numbers and stuff, so I think they're still like input into the system. But when I do know, I mean, I'm curious too. But it was pretty good, felt pretty good from what I've heard unofficially. So I don't know.
And how are you feeling health wise? Because I know you're kind of banged up at the end of the season last year. How are you doing health wise?
Oh man, I feel awesome. It was good to get a little breather, from getting hit and stuff. But no, I feel awesome. It's like I said, I feel awesome. But it's all even more awesome to get back over here. I mean, these guys, the players, that I played with, are going through spring ball now, so it was good to catch up with those guys. But I feel awesome.
Trey Biddy.
Yeah, Felipe, I was curious if it was a difficult decision at all since you had the opportunity to come back another year. Was it always something like, this is my last year, I'm going to put everything into this? And also, is there anything that you got out of Fayetteville or Arkansas, maybe even outside of football, that you didn't anticipate when you came here?
Yeah, those are two great questions. Yeah, so I'm okay. So the first one, so you said, is there? You said, is there? Because I was focused on the second one. That's a great question. What was the first one again?
Trey, what was that first question?
What was the first question? I was on a roll. I can't even remember what I asked. Anybody help me?
Was it a hard decision to decide to go to the NFL?
Oh yeah. Was it something that you had decided on like prior to the season, and was it difficult at the end of the season?
Yeah. No. So I mean, that was something that wasn't my focus. Like, hey, like I'm focused on. I focus on the task at the hand. I mean, we're playing Georgia. I'm focused on Georgia. I'm not focused on the NFL or any of that stuff. Focused on winning the game. And so no, but at the end of the season, being able to kind of just gather my own thoughts and what I thought. And so that's always been my dream, playing the NFL, to go be a starting quarterback, to go win championships in the NFL. So I felt like I was completely ready for that, mentally, physically. And so that's what I did. And then on top of that, Fayetteville, no. So Fayetteville, I mean, it's treated me so nice. I mean, I've bragged. I came back Saturday, and I mean, I don't know how many people I've just bragged to about the state of Arkansas, the people in Fayetteville. I mean, I've been treated tremendously, more than I could have ever imagined. So not only just the people, the coaching staff, the support staff here at Arkansas, the players, the media, Mr. Kyle, but everybody, it's just been a blessing to everybody's treated me so good. And so, I feel like I owe it back when I come back. And so it's awesome. Fayetteville, I have nothing but great things to say. So that's how I feel about it.
Scotty?
Hey, Felipe, what were some of the points of emphasis in your training since the season ended, and what was your time in California like? Just kind of breaking away from here for a little bit.
Yeah, point of emphasis. So I think just for me, I think just as a quarterback in general, I mean, just always working on footwork, being able to just make things time up with concepts, make things time up with routes, and then just being able to get away, go out there for California for a couple months was pretty cool. I think a lot of people would want to do that, so it was cool, but at the same time, it was a business trip. So just being able to go out there with Mr. Steve and get the work in, and him, helping me excel in my craft. It was fun. It was fun to go out there in beautiful weather and stuff. So it was a good experience, but also a good experience to be back in Fayetteville too.
All right, let me know if you've got more questions in the chat or raise your hand. And we'll get around to you. Tom?
Felipe, the playing in the Alabama game, I'm wondering what you've heard back from scouts in terms of, we know you had sore ribs and you played that Alabama game, and just, what you've heard back from them on doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that what I think. I mean, just being the ultimate competitor. I think it's just my duty. If I can play, I'm gonna play. And if I feel like I can help out, that's what I'm gonna do. And so, I think that just, hopefully I've made that I guess apparent. I don't know another word to say, but just being the ultimate competitor. If I can go out there and help my team win, then that's what I'm gonna do. So, I tried to go out there and play a good bit, and so that's what I did. And when I started hurting too bad where I couldn't do something, then that's what it was. So yeah, just being an ultimate competitor. So
When it's all said and done, you ended up with a single season school record, 68.5% completions. Did that kind of meld into what you wanted to do here, and your thoughts about having that record now?
yeah, it's awesome. I mean, and it's a privilege to be able to, Coach Pittman, Coach Briles, all them to even let me come to the University of Arkansas. The whole experience has just been a blessing for me, and I guess to hold that record is awesome as well. Because there's been a bunch of great players besides just Feleipe to come through Arkansas. And so it's an honor, man, to just be able to, I guess, have my name up there somewhere. So it's good. It's good, and it's fun, man. It's fun.
Wish you the best, Felipe. Thanks.
Thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Matt, will you introduce yourself and your affiliation, please?
Hey, Feleipe, Matt Baker, the Tampa Bay Times. Good to see you again. I'm curious, what are the biggest steps you took in your game in your year at Arkansas?
Yeah, I think just mentally, I think there was a bunch of different things. That's a great question. I think there's a bunch of different things that I took steps in. I think that you just to say that you didn't take steps, I think you would just be saying that you're not always trying to improve. So I think you're just always trying to improve as a person, as a player. And I think you'd be able to have the humility to be like, hey, I'm not good at this. I'm going to work on this. And so I think that's what I did. And, whether that was footwork, whether it was being a leader, a person, I mean, there were so many different things that, never being complacent on anything. You could be the greatest leader in the world, but there's always room to improve. So that's kind of the mindset I have.
I'm curious also, how much contact have you had with Kyle Trask here lately? Because obviously you guys are going through the same process at the same time.
Of course, yeah. It's been vague, but at the same time, we're both on a mission, to get to the top. So at the end of the day, being the competitor, it hasn't been, hey, I'm going to call him every day. But at the same time, there's communication, but there's at the same time, I know he's doing his thing and I'm doing my thing. So, because obviously we have a good relationship.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Porter?
Yes, Felipe, talk about your time in Arkansas and overcoming that injury and just the success you had and the leadership you showed on the field and what that could say to scouts.
Yeah, I think just with the injury, that was definitely one of the challenging things in my life. But at the same time, I think it was one of the biggest blessings, because it gave me the opportunity to come to Arkansas, gave me the opportunity to become more mentally tough, to meet so many more new people, have new teammates, all that kind of stuff. So at the same time, it was a lot of adversity, but at the same time, I think it was the biggest blessing in my life, to take the next step in my quarterback game, to take the next step in my leadership and all that stuff. So it was a good experience to be able to, go through that and then at the end of the day, make me who I am today. So that's kind of what I think about the injury part. I can't remember what you said of the question that was after that, but
I was just talking about like your leadership and what that would say to scouts, like you're able to really become a true leader of the team this year.
Yeah, yes or no, thank you. I think it's awesome. I think that it's just like obviously it wasn't just me. There's a bunch of other guys that were a part of this, more than me, or not all in a collaborative effort. There was a bunch of leaders out there and holding people accountable. I think that's what you need in a program. I mean, that program is good, holding people accountable. And then everybody had fun, going into each game, knowing that we have opportunity to win because we put the work in throughout that week. And so it's been fun.
Nicole, will you introduce yourself and your affiliation, please?
Hey, Felipe, Nicole Yang with the Boston Globe. I was wondering, back in 2019, what was your reaction when the Red Sox drafted you, and what sort of built up to that?
Yeah, it's a funny story, but long story short, it was a fun experience. I mean, I hadn't been drafted before, so especially in baseball, and so I had stopped playing my junior year of high school, and then I got drafted in 2019. So it was cool. I mean, and those guys are awesome. I'm grateful for Boston even doing that for me. But yeah, I love the sport of baseball at the same time. So it was awesome. It definitely was surprising for me, but it was a great experience. Still is.
Having not played baseball since high school, what sort of crossover do you see between the two sports?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, so I think that and it's not just me. I think you can just see it with different guys. The Tom Brady's, the Russell Wilsons, the Patrick Mahomes. I think it just helps with arm angles. There's so many different arm angles that you throw in the game of football, especially as a quarterback. It's rare that you'll sit there and just throw a perfect, just hey, I'm gonna go throw a perfect thing. You have people in your face and different things, different arm angles. So I think it definitely helps. Definitely helps at the quarterback position.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let me know if you've got more questions for Feleipe. Amos, if you'll introduce yourself and your affiliation, please.
Yeah, Amos Morale with WWL Radio in New Orleans. My question is, you obviously got to participate in the Senior Bowl, and just what did you think some of the benefits were of, being able to have that opportunity to, be in front of the scouts at that event?
Yeah, I think just, when you think about what we're going through right now with the pandemic and things, you have less opportunities to get in front of scouts with the combine being, canceled and stuff. So it was a great experience to go out there. You meet players from all across the country and some of the best. And so to go out there and compete with those guys, you learn so many different personalities. It's awesome to go out there and everybody's working towards the same goal. So there's dedication and just it's different. We know I had to switch from kind of like a pro style offense again, and so many different challenges that arise, but being able to kind of just address them and overcome them and have fun playing the game of football again. It was fun having been in the Senior Bowl.
And then I know you obviously got the opportunity to meet with a lot of teams while you were out there. One question is, were the Saints one of those teams? And two, just having that ability to, get in front of the teams in the front offices and whatnot, just how beneficial was that?
Yeah, it was super beneficial. I mean, and so with the Saints, there was a bunch of different teams that we're able to talk to. All 32, I believe, were out there. Especially on the interviews and stuff. So that was awesome to be able to talk to those guys, pick their brains, and be able to get in front of them, especially with, like I said, the limited opportunities that we have. To be able to get there and they get to know you get to know them, and how the process works. And so it was an awesome opportunity for me.
And you said you met with all 32 while you were there?
Well, yeah, I mean, we all go through kind of like a circle of interviews. So yeah, I mean, and then being able to talk to different guys, as you're passing, and so yeah, it was awesome to be able to. I mean, yeah, and so I believe the Saints were out there as well, and so yeah, I mean, being able to talk to all teams. So pretty cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last one, Tom.
Feleipe, you got to 1 year with KJ and Malik, your successors. What do you think those guys are going to be able to bring to the table?
Oh, they're both awesome. I mean, I think I was out there watching practice, yes, the other day, and those guys, I mean, they look great. I mean, it's just a hardworking group. And Coach Browse and Coach Mark, they do a great job of just preparing, day in and day out, those guys. And it just carries over mentally. Those guys being out there competing. I love competition. I think competition breeds excellence. Iron sharpens iron. And those guys are just competing. I mean, you just see them putting their best foot forward, day in and day out. So those guys are awesome. And it's awesome for me to kind of just sit back and kind of just watch and see those guys compete. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Those guys are both working hard. And all the guys in the quarterback room, I see, we got a freshman and a new guy that came in. So all those guys are working super hard. It's awesome.
All right, Porter, last one.
Feleipe, I did want to ask, being a transfer, how much does that mean to you, being able to go to another school and try to get a second start or a fresh start and be able to prove yourself moving forward to the NFL? And what does it speak to other people who want to make that same decision moving forward?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when you're a good player, I was never nervous to be like, I'm going to go somewhere else and play big time ball. you know, I've always been kind of up for the challenge, and Coach Pittman, I was grateful for him to even let me come. And so, yeah, like I said, I mean, when it comes to transferring, it was like getting recruited again. And then when Coach Pittman called, so yeah, you know, I'll come on a visit, and I just fell in love with it. And so, you know, it was time to go to work. But it is different, you know, especially under the circumstances that we had with COVID. You know, with the Zoom meetings, kind of everything being cut short with training camp and spring ball. So it was definitely different, but at the same time, it was a blessing. I mean, these guys here are awesome. Everybody's working hard. And so, yeah, it was awesome program. It still is an awesome program. It's only going up. So, you know, Coach Pittman has it going in the right direction. So it was awesome to transfer to the University of Arkansas.
Thanks, Felipe. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys.